In this tutorial, let's get a basic understanding of style sheets, what are them and how to use them, so that if we ever need to do the styling by ourselves, we should know it. So it would be good if you already have a basic understanding of CSS or Cascade style sheets, and if you don't know, it's completely fine because we'll be covering the basics in this tutorial. So now the first thing that I've done is I've turned the preview on in the menu buttons given at the bottom, so that I would be running my code on the online simulator rather than my device. And as we know, in this simulator we have both Android and iOS simulators available. I have selected Android, and if you want to run your application for iOS, you might as well select iOS platform. So for that, I click on tap to play. Now, depending upon the number of people currently using the simulator, you might have to wait for a couple of minutes sometimes to get the access. So let's wait. And as you can see, the app is now loading and we have the simulator available to us. Right. So the app has loaded and you can see that I have made some basic components. Those are the view and the text. I made one view and 3 text components, and the text is appearing on the screen. So let's now see how to do the styling. And the first thing that we'll be doing is inline styling. Now, in a way similar to HTML, style attributes that we use for CSS styling, we'd be using JSX style properties or attributes here. Now, since this style attribute has to be evaluated as a JSON object, I'd be putting curly braces, and inside this curly braces, since we again have to pass JSON objects as key value pairs, I'd be putting another curly braces. Now this syntax might appear a little strange to you at start, but later on, as we make more and more applications and practice it, it would become clear to you. Now, the brackets present inside are used to represent the JSON object, and the brackets on the outer side are used to evaluate the JSON object. So now we'll be passing in key value pairs in these brackets, and the first styling property that we'll be using is padding, and the value I'll be using for padding is 20. Now you can see that with padding 20, the text has been shifted inwards. Now this padding is applied on the top and the left, and in fact it's applied to the right and the bottom part of the screen as well. However, we might not be able to see it. Now as I change the padding from 20 to 40, the text would shift even more inwards into the screen, and there you go. Now let's provide styling to the individual text components. Now to the very first text component, we provide a style attribute or border width, and with border width, a border of 1 unit has been set to the first element. Now, and that border has been displayed. Now let's apply the same border width property to all the 3 elements. Right. To the first element, the next property that I'd be adding is padding, and I'd be giving 10 units for that. Now padding basically determines the spare space that has to be added within the element. So with padding 10, we can see the border width of the first element increasing. Similarly, let's give a padding of 10 to the rest 2 elements as well. And now we can see that padding has been added to all the elements. The next thing that I add is margin. Margin is different from padding in a way that margin determines the space outside the element. So if I give a 10 margin to the first element, we can see that 10 units margin has been added to the outside area of the first element. As a result, the box length has been decreased. Now, so basically margin gives us an idea for outer space and padding for inner space. Now I applied the same margin to the next 2 elements, and we can see the space has been added between the boxes. And if I give a padding of 20 to the center element, we can see that the box width has been increased. And if I give a margin of 20, the extra space has been added to outside of the second element. And this is added in all 4 directions: top, bottom, left, right. As a result, the length and width of the box has been reduced. And if I reduce both the padding and margin to 5 units, we can see that accordingly the shape of the box changes. Now let's set these back to 10. However, we see that because of the inline styling, the readability of the code and styling and text properties have been mixed. As a result, the readability has decreased. Now to increase the readability, to make it better and separate the JSS structure and styling, we remove the inline styling and we use style sheets. So let's remove the inline stylings and let's see how to use a style sheet.